Hello and welcome to Paris. Today, for the review of the film Ratatouille, I, Chef Emmanuel Rodrigue Bonjnik Redenozik, has been invited on to talk about one of the greatest animated movies of all time, as well as eat one of the delicacies of you Americans, Gimeno Jepeto, otherwise known as the sub de Publi with Doritos. Today we have a sub de Italia. I am pretty sure it is from the Giorno Giovanna region, and the gabagoo is supposed to be fantastic. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Today, we are here to talk about my chef hat and what inspired it. A long time ago, I watched a film called Ratatouille. And in Ratatouille, a little rat named Remy is inspired to become a cook. And that is what inspired me to order this online and find this bag of chips in the chip aisle. And as we all know, you must have some sort of beverage with your French pairing. And I've got just a delicacy. Yeah. One glass of chemically pure acid to wash down my shot of Bacardi from the country of Cuba. As they say in America, let's get this show on the road. And as they say in France, we smell pretty bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Ratatouille is a very, very, very fantastic movie. It is Pixar's, like, I don't know, 6th or 7th animated movie. It came out in the year 2007, and I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I didn't much appreciate it because I just couldn't. I couldn't understand it. To me, this is an animated film made by a studio that strictly makes films made for children and families. But in this one, they managed to manipulate that family-friendly sort of necessity to make a film geared more towards adults but has some aspects for children. It's animated very, very well. And I would say that they did not spare any sort of expense on it. Like, there are still parts of the movie that are, like, very cartoony, parts of the movie that are like, this could be from a hand-drawn film, because like all of those scenes of Remy like slinking around or running around the kitchen or scurrying, basically any scene that has to do with that sort of stuff is so beautiful to watch. And and the way they talk about food in this movie, it's so beautiful. Like, the idea that anyone can cook is beautiful because it applies to all aspects of life. And I like that the themes of this movie are not adult, but many adults can relate to them. They can understand that fame can go to your head. You can allow yourself to do things that you might not want to do simply because of the fact that you think you're supposed to do them. But I think what this movie is truly about is anybody can be anything that they want to be. And I think that's beautiful. Anton Ego said it best. Not everyone can be a great artist, but a great artist can come from anywhere. That's a beautiful line because it's true. You know, we do need to have our handy workers, our presidents, our politicians, our corrupt fucks who tear our country apart, but our great musicians, anybody can be one. They can literally come from anywhere. And that's just a beautiful message. And it's a beautiful movie. The Parisian landscapes and like the things that we see in this movie, it makes you feel like you're in Paris. I wish that in the movie they spent a little more time going around Paris rather than just at Cousteau's restaurant, but I feel like that would have added time that would be considered unnecessary because it doesn't add to the plot. I like the conflict between the main rat, Remy, and Linguini, and how he's also at odds with his family that he lost at the beginning in such a tragic way, but then found in such a beautiful way. And I like, by spoiler alert, by how the end of the film, he manages to do what he wants to do and also please his family. He shows both of the sides that he's good and that he's great. Remy is probably, most definitely, the best chef in Paris. He's out there somewhere, but I can't find him. I wish I could, but every time I say, "Where's Cousteau's restaurant?" they say, "The fuck? Why'd you draw on your face?" Anyway, I wish I could go there, but that's why I got this right now, this pub, which is really, really good. Brad Bird is an incredible chef of filmmaking. He is a great director who made The Incredibles and The Iron Giant, but I believe this is his magnum opus. I don't think he will top this in the future because his live action movies are pretty good, but they weren't written by him. He just directed them. Actually, no, he did write Tomorrowland. I'd have to rewatch Tomorrowland. I'm not really sure if I like that one or not. That was a while ago that I saw that. But Brad Bird is just a craftsman who understood space and what a rat should do in this situation. He's just an animation and writing expert. This movie is so well written. The characters are beloved. The girl chef, the guy that can kill you with his thumb. Linguini, Skinner, Ego, Remy himself, voiced by Patton Oswalt, one of the greatest vocal performances of all time. Should have launched Patton Oswalt's career to a whole new level. This movie is fantastic. It's just a beautiful movie, and it's one of the last Pixar movies that just had that vibe, like that this is a classical type world. This is a beautiful world. This is an artsy. This is a bohemian. This is a romantic world. It's one of the last Pixar movies that had that sort of feeling to it, and I think it's honestly Pixar's magnum opus too. This is a perfect movie. I love this movie so much. It's animated well. The voice casts the voice performances are perfect. The writing is so good. The direction of how everything is in the movie, like the spacing and the CGI, and how it looks like it's hand drawn. And that one scene, that one scene I'm talking about, where it's like you take the one part. Boom. That was so good. I definitely need a napkin. But at the end of the day, Ratatouille is a 10 out of 10 movie. I love it a lot. Remy, I wish I had a little Remy. It makes me want to rat. It makes me want to do the things that I was put on this earth to do. And most of all, it makes me want to eat. Order up. And as we French people say, we smell really, 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 really bad.